Good morning, Ray KD2IBP. Today is March 4th, 5:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I just rolled out of bed with my hoses out of my noses. I didn't realize that they fell out overnight. Fortunately, my blood oxygen concentration was still at 90%. And I checked it with my little finger monitor that was loaned to me by my niece. I have one coming today to keep in my pocket. So I'm going to learn a lot of lessons over the next couple weeks of recovery. And one of the lessons I learned this morning, was how therapeutic it is to wake up next to your girl in your own bed, as opposed to in a hospital room with all kinds of machines and beeping and noise and institutional like background lighting, and in a room the size of a cell that's occupied by two people, both of which are ill. I hope my buddy Bob, this door side of the room, is doing well today. He's another one with COVID. He had some other underlying conditions that made his stay a little bit more difficult than mine. It was nice to get up. Let the dogs out first thing in the morning. I haven't done that in a while. 9 days. Up until the beginning of this month, my life was pretty routine. Wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Get up, let the dogs out. Start preparing stuff for work. Let the dogs in. Give them their treats for being good dogs. Put them back on their bed with their mom, and continue preparing for the day to catch the 4:58 train to Manhattan, go to work for the day. Life was routine. I took a lot for granted, that's for sure. Had some lifestyle things going on that were probably not the best for me, but they were habitual. Been doing a steam fitting thing for, I guess I've been in business about 20 years. Things become routine, you know. And you start losing sight of the things that are important and things that you really appreciate, you know. One of those is waking up next to your girl, being alive. I had a friend 2 years ago. He got himself sick. He got himself in trouble with the law. Wound up in doing a little stint in prison for a little while. Caught the COVID. Fell ill. They let him out. Brought him home. I see him on Facebook. This is like a week before Christmas, 2 years ago. I say, "Hey Danny, how you doing?" "I'm doing all right. You know, I got the COVID." He told me about that. I said, "Well, how you doing with that?" He said, "Great. Little cough, that's it." I said, "Okay. Well, I'm glad you're okay. You know, enjoy the holidays. Call me if you need anything." A couple days later, I see on Facebook, "R.I.P. Danny." So I get on the messenger and I type him, "What the fuck?" His wife types back almost immediately, "Hi Ray, this is Danny's wife. Danny died last night. Complications of COVID. Evidently a clot had let loose and gave him an embolism in his lung. Just put him to bed." Young guy, in his 40s, kids, healthy. He was always a gym rat. Aside from having the typical steam fitter ailments that go along with being a steam fitter, unfortunately, you know, self-abuse, etc. And he was a real Pretty healthy guy. But there's not a day that goes by that I don't think about him. When I wake up in the morning and Danny died last night. You know, that could be my girlfriend right now. Texted somebody at 9 o'clock this morning. Hopefully it won't be like that, you know. Also a little bit at a vulnerability point, you know. I don't have a 11S, the nurse station, outside my door. I don't have nurses coming in every 4 hours checking vitals, giving me IVs, anticoagulants, or to prevent blood clots from going through your lung. I'm going on the faith of the doctor saying it's okay to go home. And I'm not going to run into a blood clot issue because my labs don't indicate that. So you got to put your trust in these people's hands. So now I'm going to have to start my own routine at home. Nancy's good. She's all over it. She's like my personal nurse, despite the fact that she's sick herself. But she's got that mom thing going on. Thank God. So another thing I'm going to do right now is I am going to make my own coffee instead of waiting for 7 o'clock to order breakfast. It's going to come 90 minutes later, cold and nasty. A coffee that tastes like it was brewed in the laundry room. Guess it's better than no coffee, right? But let me make a Keurig real quick. Fortunately, I'm on a few medications. They gave me 5 medications to take on a daily basis. One's a steroid for the lungs, and they gave me a decongestant capsule dash cough suppressant. But I think I'm going to put that on the side. I don't know. I'm just going to give them what they take. I'm going to take what they told me to get. I'm going to take what they told me to take. I'll just use cough syrup intermittently. I need to decongest 3 times daily is the cough. Pulmonary maintenance. 1 tablet a day. That'll be at night. So I really don't need to take much right now. But I do need to do my inhaler. Albuterol. I do this twice a day, every 6 hours. Which makes no sense. I guess that's waking hours. Albuterol, 2 puffs. Respiratory 6 hours as needed, shortness of breath. Alright, so it's really 4 doses. For a long time, I couldn't even breathe that deep. Yeah, it's not deep at all. Just a note, the reason why I'm not wearing a mask is because it's 5 o'clock in the morning and everybody's still sleeping. Nancy's still quarantined, Joey's quarantined, Timmy's in his room quarantining. Matthew's with his girl. Lloyd's at work. I don't know. Matt's an EMT. He's always working, going to school, doing something. Smart kid. Good kid. Good to the notes. Start keeping track. Wednesday, I guess 6:15 p.m. Did the L. I did the steroid. And I did the cough. Today's Wednesday, today's Thursday, the 4th. Looks like it's going to be a nice day out today too. Going up to 42 degrees, mostly sunny. I learned how to use this picture-in-picture thing on my tablet because I just turned my video off while looking at the another page. Let's see if I can prioritize that stuff. I might even get a new camera this week for documentation purposes. And so anyway, it's the 4th. It's going to be a nice day. So I'm going to log this on as 5:30 a.m. Used to do things in Zulu time, universal time code, because I'm a ham radio operator, all that, so I like to keep sharp with my 5 hours. But I'm going to keep it simple, stupid, KISS. 5:30 a.m. I did the L. I'm going to do the benzo. 50 years old, I'm like a fucking 80-year-old man. There you have it, folks. The first cup of coffee from God's lips. God's cup to my lips. So much better than hospital coffee. I can't even express to you how much truth there is behind that. It's going to be a long road to recovery. I'm going to start discovering a lot of new things about myself. Today's agenda, I think. Excuse me. Take it easy. Go through the paperwork a little bit more. I went through some of the paperwork, discharge paperwork last night. I'm laying in bed before falling out. And I'm reading the diagnosis from the hospital when they brought me in on the 24th at 1800 hours. Diagnosis: acute respiratory failure with hypoxia. 2. Pneumonia due to COVID-19 virus. 3. Obesity. You just call me fat, man? My hair turning blue on your bed and you call me fat? But it's the truth. You know, I said I lost 20 pounds yesterday, and I did. But I'm cleaning up. I'm looking in the mirror, and it wasn't good 20 pounds, man. My arms lost some girth. You know, I could see like atrophy. It almost looks like setting in. Just from 8 days of sitting in the hospital bed, pacing back and forth towards the end. I lost some muscle tissue for sure. So I'm going to have to work on that. I'm going to have to rehabilitate before getting back to zero. So now I got to work on my body aerobically and muscle-wise. And I guess I'm going to gain the weight back, but probably will be less body fat and more muscle tissue. And I'm changing lifestyle. No more drinking like a fucking rock star. Because it was crazy for a while. Along with those habits that you develop going to work, you develop bad ones coming home from work too. You meet up with a bunch of construction workers that you meet up with every day on the train. You all drinking, laughing, having a good time for an hour and a half coming home. Just beer for the most part. But and then you stop at the gin mill. You have a couple pints, 2 pints a pint, and the girls start throwing you shots. And by the time you know it, you're home. You're cooking dinner, and you're drinking wine while you're cooking dinner. Then you're drinking wine while you're eating dinner. And then you drink a little wine before you go to bed. you're a pickle by the time you go to bed. And you don't even realize it. It's so routine, it's just like part of your body chemistry. Well, that shit's changing. I already spoke to my doctor about that before even going in for this COVID, before I even caught the COVID. He's like, Greg, you gotta slow the fuck down, man. But you're 50 years old, partying like Keith Richards. Which he shouldn't have told me, because that guy's never gonna die. But fact is, you're not gonna see 60 if you don't just fucking chill. You know? So, as a matter of fact, I did start chilling. I started backing it down to like a glass of wine, 2 glasses of wine a night when I got home. And I would only have a couple of beers on the ride home with the boys on a Friday instead of every day. I wouldn't wake up to a glass of wine, an eye opener to get my head straight before going to work so I could take a nap on the train on the way in. All these things. So there's going to be a lot of Ray repair going on over the next month. So I'm going to go through my paperwork. I'm going to call the union hall and see what my options are in terms of work. You know, I got the COVID pay for 10 days leave as mandated. I don't know if that's federal or state or whatever, but we have a guy at the hall, Rob, who's all over all this shit. I'll call him and he'll tell me exactly what I got to do. Whether go out on temporary disability, family leave act, all over that. His thumb is on the pulse of everything. Great union. Steamfitters Local, 638, New York City, Long Island. Been a member over 20 years. Best business I've ever been involved with. I've been involved with a lot of stuff before. But okay, listen, that's enough for this morning. I'm gonna enjoy my coffee, try to get my shit together a little bit, straighten up, pick a trajectory. Nice light, even one for this morning. I'm gonna clean up a little bit because I really feel like a fucking bum. An anorexic, well, not anorexic, a bum. All right, so listen, everybody have a good morning. 73 until the next one. Be well, stay away from the COVID, and take a look around, man. Start appreciating little things around you that have been in front of you for so long you just haven't seen them because you're focused on other bullshit that doesn't matter. You know, when your lady texting somebody later on today saying you died last night and you missed out on all the shit that you ignored because you took it for granted. All right, love all you guys. 73 for now. Ray KD2 IBP clear.